The people crashing out over the big beautiful bill haven't even read the big beautiful bill. It's 870 pages. Did you read it? No. There's a certain group of people who just want to pick out pieces like the Medicaid part, talking about everybody deserves health care. Yeah, everybody does deserve health care. But Medicaid is not a universal program. This is in Canada. Universal health care is in Canada. You can go move there if you want universal health care. But in the United States, Medicaid was a government program for seniors and people who were disabled. Your whole family shouldn't be on Medicaid. Your whole family shouldn't be on Section 8. The free train, the free loading train, has come to an end. Read the big beautiful bill, all 870 pages, before you jump on here crying about what Trump's doing. You can get Medicaid if you're not disabled or if you're not a senior. You just have to have a work requirement. You can get EBT and SNAP benefits, but you can only get it for 2 years. You can get a Section 8 voucher for 2 years. Not you, your kid, your kid's kids, your grandma, your auntie. That's not what it is. That's why you're really mad. Tell the truth. Because we already know. Because all that free shit that you've been getting hasn't been free. Taxpayers have been paying for it. You know, the ones who work. The ones who have barely any food in their refrigerators while you guys do food hauls from Walmart talking about you got $3,000 in food stamps. You have to get a job now. Or if you want your whole family on Medicaid, go to Canada, because there's some really great things in the 870 pages of that big beautiful bill. So one of them is no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. So when you get your job and you work overtime, it won't be taxed like it is now. Do y'all know how much they tax overtime? Like 50%. That's gone away. All of the servers in the world who get like shit tips, you won't have to be taxed on them anymore. So maybe you'll bring home more money. I think that's a win. And for all of the people who are buying cars or have car loans that you probably don't want to pay back, there's not going to be any more tax on the interest from your car loan. So where is he's taking the Medicaid and he's making tax breaks for the rich people? Read it. The other thing is Medicaid is for people who need Medicaid. It's not for you losers who are sitting at home making bullshit TikToks and then being mad because you're not making any money on it. You're providing no value. So when you want to complain about Trump's big, beautiful bill and literally get on social media crying about your Medicaid is gone, first of all, it hasn't even gone into effect. So stop lying. That's first of all. Second of all, if you're not a senior and you're not disabled, the big beautiful bill just tells you, as it relates to Medicaid, you got to work a certain amount of hours. The Section 8 that you generationally hand down to your whole family is over. You can't do that anymore, because there are American citizens who actually qualify for Medicaid and Section 8 and EBT and couldn't get it because you've been on it for 20 years. And for all of you people who are talking about, oh, what are we going to do? Well, you should be happy about the big, beautiful bill, because now the illegal migrants can't get your shit. And maybe if the illegal migrants go back to their home, there'll be jobs for you to get. So you don't have to be at home begging for money. Okay? So let me know down in the comments. Did you guys read the big, beautiful bill? Have you read all 870 pages, or are you just saying what everybody else is saying? The same group of people talking about crying that your Medicaid is gone.
Yeah. You know good well they ain't read the bill. They've only, have been, spewing or repeating or parroting what they've been told to parrot and to repeat. Simple as that. We know what the Democrats do. We know that they fearmonger. We know. I got a couple clips to share with you guys, because a lot of folks, they're in their feelings over the bill. They're also in their feelings over the bill passing. I'm 100% here for it, man. I really am. This next clip I'm about to share with you guys, this person is, they're going to lose it over the bill. They're going to lose it over the bill, but they're going to show us exactly who they are. I'm a firm believer. You let someone talk long enough, they'll tell you who they are. They'll show you. Just wait. Just wait. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Let's keep going.
Let me be real clear, and I need y'all to hear me like our lives depend on it, because they do. We are not in a political debate. We are in a war, not a metaphorical one, not a symbolic one, but a strategic, well-funded, policy-backed, legally armed war for the soul of this country and the bodies of every person that don't fit the mold of a straight, cis, Christian, white man.
She is absolutely right. We are in a war. It's not the war that she described. We're actually in a spiritual war. And you know exactly what side she stands on, when she mentions cis, and Christian white men. And to be honest with you, it's really just Christian men in general. Those of us that are followers in Christ, you can't really get on board with the Democrat Party and call yourself a follower of Christ. I'm just saying, especially the current agenda that they're pushing right now. Now, here's something to think about. We recently witnessed one of the largest data breaches in history. Over 1.2 billion people were affected, including millions of Apple accounts. It's one of the largest breaches we've ever seen. That's exactly why I use today's video sponsor, Aura. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is suddenly full of spam emails, this is usually the reason. There are companies called data brokers that collect and sell your personal information without you even knowing it. Cleaning that up yourself, it's virtually impossible. That's where Aura comes in. Now, I've been using Aura for a bit, and before Aura, man, I was getting bombarded with spam calls constantly, several a day. Spam emails all the time. It was ridiculous. But since I started using it, that number has dropped significantly. Aura automatically removes your personal data from data broker websites and keeps it off. No confusing legal forms, no digging through obscure websites. They handle it all for you. But it doesn't stop there. Aura is like having an entire digital security team in your pocket. You get real-time alerts if your info or information appears on the dark web, fraud notifications from your bank and credit accounts, a built-in VPN, antivirus, password manager, and up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based customer support. These data companies are making billions off of our information. It's time that we take back control. Check out Aura by using my link in the description box, aura.com/wise for a free 14-day trial. I'll also have it pinned in the comment section below. Protect yourself, man. Do it. It's worth it. Now let's get back into the video right now.
And the wildest part is half of y'all still don't see it. You're playing checkers on a chessboard that's already been cleared. You think that they're just coming for trans folks, for queer kids, for immigrants, for poor people. No, baby, they are coming for order, and they're bringing chaos as a battering ram. White men, the most coddled demographic in American history, have finally realized that they are no longer the majority numerically, and so now they're using power, policy, and platforms to cling to what they can't.
That's not a true statement either, but let's let her keep going.
We claim, which is control. They've decided that they can't run the show, and so they'll burn the whole damn theater down. And the gag is they told us. They told us who they were when they showed up in Charlottesville with tiki torches and khakis, when they stormed the Capitol in broad daylight. They banned books, rewriting the ones they left behind, outlawing truth, targeting teachers, sterilizing trans care, gagging free speech, gutting Medicaid, criminalizing being poor, being black, being alive. And while they are passing laws, we're
criminalizing being black, criminalizing being poor. Really? Banning books? Yeah. I mean, hey, we don't want corn in our elementary school libraries. We just don't. We don't want it. And the fact that you have people advocating for it just lets you know that, hey, yeah, the fight is real. It's this real spiritual warfare happening right now in our nation. And it's those of us that are, on the side of the word of God, and those that, are the children of Satan, essentially.
posting memes. Y'all keep waiting for the moment to get bad enough. The moment was Roe. The moment was George Floyd. The moment was Post. The moment was Trayvon, was Uvalde, was Obergefell being threatened. It was Tennessee
Uvalde? I think she meant Uvalde, but whatever.
banning drag. It was Florida erasing history. It was Texas legalizing bounty hunts on uteruses. It was Alabama writing segregation back into the books with a fresh coat of Christian nationalism. It was Trump staying quiet and screaming at the same time. And it was us arguing over which identity would lead the resistance while the fascists were halfway through their takeover. I am not here to play with y'all. I am not here to say vote, and that I hope that you remember to vote in November. I am here to say mobilize or get mowed down. Because while we're dissecting microaggressions, they're orchestrating genocide in suits and ties. And if that feels extreme to say, then you haven't been paying attention. This country is on fire, and instead of water, most of y'all brought vibes. White supremacy doesn't need a new plan. It's using the same playbook that it always had. Divide, distract, dominate. And what are we doing? Sitting in silos playing the oppression Olympics, letting respectability politics babysit our rage. And that ends today. I don't care if you're gay, bi, trans, poor, disabled, undocumented, formerly incarcerated, fat, femme, sex working, devout, disillusioned, or just trying to make it through the next week. If you are not white, cis, straight, or Christian and a man with inherited wealth or generational impunity, you are on the list. And if you think for 1 second that a lot—
You heard what she said. If you are not cis, white, or Christian. I'm telling you, you let people talk long enough, they will show you who they are. This is a person that is against the word of God. This is a person that is against those of us that are believers and followers of Christ. Again, if you let someone talk long enough, they'll show you who they are.
Aligning yourself with whiteness, with maleness, with neutrality will save you, baby. You are building the gallows with your silence. So let's get honest. You want to know why they're winning? It's because they unify in fear. You want to know why we keep losing? It's because we fracture in ego. The right builds armies and the left builds hashtags. This is your clarion call. If you were wondering where the revolution is, it's wherever you are standing. If you were wondering what to do, start where you are. Call your lawmakers, shut down your boardrooms, go and fund Black and queer and trans-led organizations. Walk out, sit in, raise hell, and do it now, because when they come knocking for the next person, don't you dare act surprised that there's nobody left to answer the door for you. If it gets you fired, let it. If it finally makes them mad enough to see you, let it. Because, baby, if we don't act, we are not surviving. We are surrendering. And I don't know about y'all, but I wasn't born to die quietly. I was born to be a problem. So let's become a problem that they can't solve together.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason that Trump received, 74, 75, some say 77 million votes or so, whatever that number is. This is the reason. Because the reality of it is this. You have a mass amount of people in the country that do not agree with anything that this individual stated. We don't believe in that cis talk. We're not pro-alphabet community. We're not, for pushing this type of, rhetoric or agenda in our schools, to our children. We're not for it. So because we're not, we are a direct enemy of people such as this person. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. You look at the person's eyes, you look at the way their mannerism came across to me as very demonic. I'm just saying. And again, they stated it. Hey, if you are a white, if you are a male or a Christian, you are an enemy to their agenda. And I'm okay with that because we understand. We've been talking about this for quite some time. We understand that this is spiritual warfare, man. They don't even want to live and let people live. No, they want to force their agenda, their way of life, their lifestyle upon us and tell us that, hey, if we don't agree with it, you know what I'm saying? You are everything but a child of God if you don't agree with it. I reject it. And that's why the bill got passed. And that's why I'm just assuming that come next year, the Republican Party is going to have a major lead in the House and in the Senate. They're going to have the majority on both sides. That's my assumption. And if they continue to push further and further to the left, they're just going to continue to alienate the masses of people. And I'm 100% here for it, man, because this situation really isn't about me. It's not about those of us, a lot of you guys that support the channel, because a lot of us, we're older. This is about the kids. This is about what type of country do you want to leave to your children? That's what this is about. Do you want to leave a country where people like this get to say? Or do you want to leave a country where the people who would consider themselves followers of Christ get a real say and get their will and agenda pushed in this nation? Which one is it? Because you can't have both. And, as Marjorie stated earlier today, that if you are straddling the fence, you are siding with the devil. Simple as that. Because the fence, the devil owns. Simple as that. Let's keep going. As you see, Timu Barack Obama is on MSDNC. I got a couple clips of him trying to sidestep the direction of the party. Because we know that New York City, basically, the Democrat Party in New York City elected Zoran Mondani, a outright in-your-face Democratic socialist. He's not trying to hide it. But for whatever reason, the base of the party doesn't want to champion or cheer on this particular individual's rhetoric or idea or agenda because they know it's bad for the party.
Say that he is far too extreme on economic issues and even issues involving Israel. I'm curious what your thoughts are on him ideologically. Is that does he have an ideology that you would want your candidates in 2026 to have?
Well, from the standpoint of House Democrats and what our focus has been, Clearly, we have an affordability crisis in the United States of America, and our focus will continue to be on driving down the high cost of living in this country. Donald Trump promised to lower costs on day one. Costs haven't gone down, they're going up. He's crashing the economy in real time. His tariffs are going to impose thousands of dollars in additional cost on everyday Americans per year. And he may even be driving us toward a recession. It's the reason why Donald Trump has become so unpopular. It's because he's failed the country on the economy. And so our vision is going to be for an affordable America, work hard, play by the rules, live the good life, provide a comfortable living for yourself and for your family. That means being able to actually afford a home, educate your children, have access to health care, go on vacation with your children and your family every now and then. And of course, Joe, one day retire with grace and dignity.
Zoran Mamdani came out of nowhere with less money, less fame, beat the Democratic establishment, beat Mario Cuomo. I should say Andrew Cuomo, son of Mario Cuomo, known in New York. Is that a good thing for the Democratic Party?
Well, he ran a tremendous race. He outworked the opposition. He out-communicated the opposition. He out-organized the opposition. And I think one of the things that was key about what he was able to do is that he ran directly at the issue of affordability. Across every age demographic, it's the number one issue in the city of New York. Now, he articulated a very provocative platform in that regard. I look forward to sitting down and talking to him about his plans to actually implement that platform to deal with some of the challenges that the communities that I face are dealing with in terms of gentrification and displacement, and a whole host of other issues that I would normally talk about with any Democratic nominee, and certainly we'll talk about with our particular Democratic nominee in the context of the mayoral race. I think one of the things that we'll continue to try to do at the national level is to lean in aggressively to Donald Trump's failure to address the high cost of living. He promised to lower costs on day one. Costs aren't going down. It's going up. Inflation is on the way up. Life remains far too expensive for the American people.
I got to tell you,
Democrats want to do something about it.
Respectfully, I see the pivot. You know, you're good at this. That's how you got this job. But then I got to rephrase the question. You're not ready yet to say whether it's a good thing. You want to meet with him. You want to kick the tires. At this juncture, you're not ready to say that this turnout, this energy that he tapped in New York is good for the party yet.
Oh, no, listen. I mean, I think that when you can increase the electorate, particularly as it relates to parts of the electorate.
Leader Jeffries, I also want to talk to you about Zoran Mamdani, the Democratic nominee for mayor in New York City. CNN has new reporting that some progressives who empowered Mamdani to victory now want to primary you and other Democrats in New York City. The co-chair of the New York City's Democratic Socialists of America says he thinks you're picking fights, quote, with the left instead of focusing on fighting the right. His words. Asked whether Mamdani thinks those House incumbent challenges should happen, his press secretary told CNN he was declining to comment, at least for now. How do you respond?
I have no idea what these people are talking about. We are going to continue to focus our efforts as we did on the House floor in connection with Donald Trump's one big ugly bill on pushing back against the extremism that has been unleashed on the American people. It's clear to us as House Democrats, it's clear to us as members of the New York City delegation that the problem is Donald Trump and House Republicans who have launched this unprecedented assault on the American way of life, an assault on health care. They're ripping food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors. They're exploding the national debt. They're unleashing mass agents on law-abiding immigrant communities. It shouldn't be too difficult for some people to figure out who the problem is in the United States of America.
Hey, the people voted for what President Trump is doing. The people voted for him, whether you like the president, maybe whether you like his behavior or not, that doesn't matter. The people voted for the agenda. People voted for the policies, right? And we're getting what we asked for. We're getting what we voted for. Border is closed. The border is closed. Deportation is happening. We asked for this. We wanted this to happen. We wanted businesses to bring back opportunities right here in the United States. This is what we asked for. The problem is that the left, they're going further to the left. They're going further away from the center, and it would make it very difficult for people that are independent. It would make it very difficult for people that would consider themselves moderate Democrats to support the current direction of the Democrat Party right now. And that's the reason why they're losing ground. I want you guys to see this clip from Charlemagne and him talking about this.
You see Republicans and Democrats have spoken out against this bill. Some folks are calling it political suicide, and they say the GOP is going to lose a bunch of seats in the midterms. But if the GOP doesn't seem to be concerned about that, then what does that tell y'all, folks? Fight is probably already fixed when it comes to the midterm elections, and 2028. So who knows? I just feel like, if something is, political suicide, if you're using that kind of language for a bill and you pass it anyway, then you know something that the rest of us don't know. Or you know something that the rest of us do know, and we just sitting around waiting for the inevitable to happen. Free and fair elections, my ass. We'll see in a couple of years, though.
No, you're right about that.
Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Every time they lose, every time they're on the losing side of an issue, it's no longer free and fair, right? It's no longer free and fair. Biden received more votes than anybody has ever received in the history of the United States, but no one bats an eye at that right there, right? No one bats an eye. But whatever. The thing is that the people are not with the direction that the far left progressives are headed. I mean, think about this, man. These are people that don't know what women are. Think about this. These are people that don't know what women are. These are people that are pushing some of the most vile books inside of school libraries and public libraries in general. And if you guys aren't aware, man, they have infiltrated the daggone libraries. At least around here, you go to the library, public libraries, man, and you'll see all kinds of daggone men who think they're women in these positions as quote unquote librarians. I'm just saying, they're there. They're infiltrated the schools. They've infiltrated the libraries. When you got people that are outright, outright letting you know that, hey, we're 100% against the word of God. And if you are someone that believes in that, you are a bigot, you are a racist, so forth and so on. And they wonder why people are leaning away from the far left progressives. And how about they just call themselves what they are? Even within their own party, when you have people within their own party saying that, hey, we might need to break this thing down and separate into 2 additional parties. I've been saying this on this channel for a while. I think we're due for some new parties. Even, on the Republican side or conservative side, I think we're due for a couple additional parties. I'm just saying, I think we are. But you have people even in the Democrat side of things saying that, hey, these people that's on the far left, that's not Democrats. That's some socialist, Marxist foolery that we're just not with. The thing is that they've actually taken over the party and they're continuing to take over the party. That's what they're talking about. Hey, we want to primary people like, like old Chucky. And we want to primary people like Hakeem Jeffries. We got to get them up out of here. We got to get the old guard out. We need people that are even further to the left. I'm just saying. That is the truth. But we're going to get out of here with this last clip here.
Let's go. The big, beautiful bill has passed. President Trump made promises. President Trump kept his promises. Now you got a whole bunch of people upset, mad, angry, saying, oh my goodness, wait and see what's going to happen after they sign this bill. Wait is going to see what's going to happen. They said the same thing about President Trump doing the tariffs, saying, oh my goodness, all the prices of everything are going to go up through the roof. Well, guess what? Things are getting better based on President Trump's tariffs that he put in place. So stop with all the nonsense. You don't need to send me any messages telling me that, oh my goodness, this is going to be terrible for America. Where have you been for the last 4 years before President Trump? Every single thing that the Democrats did in this country was terrible. And for some reason, you want to continue down that path, which doesn't make a lick of sense. Talking about common sense. Radical leftist lunatics don't have any sense at all. You don't have any. And I think you like being that way. Because President Trump said no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security, and they just signed it today. So tomorrow morning, according to President Trump, 9 a.m., he's going to sign the big, beautiful bill into law, and it's going to be a done deal. For all of you that are upset with President Trump for keeping his promises, shame on you. Shame on you. Why are you even in America if you hate America so much? Because this bill is America first. And no, it's not going to get rid of Medicare for millions of Americans, maybe illegals, and maybe people who was gaining the system. Probably going to remove it for them, rightfully so. So all of y'all, buckle up. America is about to explode with beautifulness.
And with that being said, we're going to get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up. Hope you guys enjoyed the daggone video today. Like, share, subscribe. Drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Consider joining us in the morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Come pull up. Come hang out with us. If it's your first time, let me know so we can properly welcome you to the chat. Hey, appreciate you guys, man. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time.